To a performance driving noob, going straight to the racetrack would be like going straight to Vegas on your 21st birthday.
Hey, yo, baby! Who's ready to party?
You're probably going to make bad decisions.
Come on, Sevens! Woo!
Lose all your money and be forced to take a powerful dose of antibiotics.
But there's a solution. The Skidpad. The Skidpad is like celebrating your 21st birthday in a local pub with a 2-drink limit and a 9 p.m. last call. The Skidpad is a safe place to learn some self-control before you unleash that party animal at the strip.
And that's what we're talking about today, baby, on the racing line. Oh. So what is the Skidpad used for? The Skidpad is used for measuring cornering grip in terms of lateral Gs. The higher the number, the more grip the car has. It's also used to test the effects of suspension adjustments away from the variables of the racetrack. But the most important use of driving the roulette wheel of racing is learning. So what can the Skidpad teach you? Weight management, skid control, training your eyes, hand speed, foot control, and how to handle a spin. The Skidpad is the easiest place to take your car to the limits and beyond in a safe and consistent environment. So let's get started. First, let's start with what's called steady state cornering. Approach the limit by smoothly adding power until the car wants to run wide of the circle. Then back off a little bit to hold the line. And that's all there is to it. Now, while holding the steering steady, just add a little bit of power. The car will run wide. Then back off a little bit, and the car will come right back to the line. Now ease off the gas and brake lightly. Presto, less understeer. Why is this? When you're accelerating, the front gets light, and it has less grip. When you back off the throttle or brake lightly, the front has more load, and it gets more grip, and you return right to the circle. You've just experienced the magic of weight management. The pedals have more to do with where you're going than the steering wheel. Now, try giving the car way too much gas. The tail comes out and the car wants to spin. What's this? Oversteer. Oversteer you correct with the wheel, so countersteer into the slide. Once the rear tires gain grip, turn the wheels back to the line as quickly as you can. Correct, catch, and recover. And remember, if you're trying to catch a slide, stay away from the pedals. They only make it worse. And finally, what happens if you do spin and there's no way to recover? Hit your brakes hard until you come to a stop. Brakes, brakes, brakes! Whew. And if you're driving a manual, get the clutch in too so you can keep the car running and get out of there before the pack of cars barrels down on you. Now, the Skidpad is an effective way to tune your car for the track. And that's what we're going to talk about on today's Tire Rack Minute. From the door sticker on this Cadillac, we see that they recommend 35 pounds of air pressure in the front and 35 pounds in the rear. And good handling cars tend to understeer a little bit at the limit, like this CTS-V. But small adjustments can change all that. Let's put 50 pounds of air in the back tires of this Cadillac and see what happens. With the higher rear pressure, the car feels completely different. The rear end is loose and it now wants to oversteer at the limit. And why is that? By overinflating the rear tires, we've essentially stiffened the rear suspension, reduced the size of the contact patch, and made the rear less forgiving, which results in oversteer. Many tires will lose grip if they're just a few pounds off, and that's one of the many simple adjustments that can be made to affect the handling of a car. So what have we learned today? Driving in circles is more useful than it sounds.
So before you hit the poker tables over at Mandalay Bay, try some free online games first. And before you hit the racetrack, get to a skid pad and hone your car control skills. So on that note, skid responsibly, driving enthusiasts, and we'll see you next time on The Racing Line.
Oh, ladies, you want to go for a ride in my race car? Woo! All right, babies, it's steakhouse or Waffle House. Oversteer is how we do it in North Georgia. Woo! Oh, yeah. Woo! Who wants to swing from the chandeliers? Woo!